Hey guys! Welcome to the Boston Celtics news channel. Jaylen Brown earned respect in a $300 million contract. Stick around until the end and take the opportunity to subscribe. The deal is done. Jaylen Brown got her fortune from playing a kids game at the professional level. His new $304 million contract extension makes him the second highest paid player, behind Lakers' new signing Anthony Davis, in the NBA, right now. To objectively assess the situation, we must go back to forward. Hours after the Celtics' embarrassing 103-84 loss to the Miami Heat in Game 7 of the NBA Eastern Conference Championship Series, critics were asking whether Brown was worth the maximum $300 million contract extension he was eligible to receive under the NBA Players Association collective bargaining agreement with the league. Brown had a poor game, with 8 turnovers. I'm sure he would be the first to admit it. His Celtics teammates, Derek White being the exception, didn't stand out. But much of the blame for the loss fell on Brown's shoulders. After coming back from a 3-0 deficit to force a decisive 7th game at home, the Celtics were 48 minutes away from writing a monumental and historic chapter in what could only be described as a roller coaster season. In the 76 years of the NBA, no team had come back from a 3-0 deficit to win a best-of-7 playoff series. The record was 150-0, now 151-0. I don't know if the idea of coming so close to historic precedent or playing so poorly in the biggest game in this young Celtic team's existence to date has drawn the ire of so many. But Brown was the focal point of the argument over money. Upon being selected to the All-NBA second team, Brown earned the money coming to him. But the Celtics know Jason Tatum is expected to sign a maximum contract extension worth more than $300 million after next season. Simple math brings us to over $600 million for Brown and Tatum to remain in Celtics uniforms, money to be doled out for years to come. When one considers the intended salary cap issues that will affect the overall makeup of this team, the question becomes, is Jaylen Brown's contract essentially just a one-year contract? And if the Celtics don't win an NBA title next season, does it make sense to pay $600 million for 2 players? Celtics management has publicly stated that it wants to keep Brown and Tatum. Brown should feel like he's next to Tatum and not behind him in the order of importance to this team. Brown, 26, and Tatum, 25, are among the best duos in the league. It's hard to even think about breaking up such a young duo, unless Brown wants out of Boston. Now that he's decided to stick around for the immediate future, he must be willing to accept the role the team assigns him. I return to the dynamic duo of Larry Bird and Kevin McHale to make my point. McHale was given a chance to trade the Celtics to the New York Knicks before the Celtics, under the stewardship of Red Auerbach, found a way to pay both of them off. Money was much less in the 1980s than it is today, but that earlier situation is relevant with regard to today's time and salary scale. There may come a time when trading Brown is viable. But now is not the time. Seeing as the team has decided to bring back head coach Joe Mazzulla for a second year, he should have his 2 best players for an entire training camp and regular season, a situation he didn't have last year due to the sudden suspension of former head coach Ime Udoka. Celtics fans also need to give the Brown-Tatum combo, or Tatum-Brown combo, if you will, at least one more season to put things together and race for the number 18 championship banner. His new contract and the respect he has earned. Now, the main question is, can he and Jason Tatum learn to share basketball and lead this team, together? Brown now has generational wealth and very high aspirations. Through his 7 Years Foundation, he is quoted as saying, "I want to launch a project to bring Black Wall Street to Boston and help bridge the wealth gap." Stay tuned to our channel for more updates about the Boston Celtics and all news related to the world of basketball. Comment below because your opinion is very important. Important to us. A hug and to the next.